This is my review of Are You Lost? Episode 10, Honeybee. And this is basically a Shion episode that more or less removes all the character development she's had, what little that is, over the last 10 episodes, and says, no, we're just resetting her back to 0. I mean, they even redid the whole thing. They did it like a few episodes back where I was complaining about her constantly, and then she's like, oh, Homare got hurt getting me food. I feel bad. Now I'm going to be less useless. Literally the same thing. Homare got bitten by a bunch of bees. Then Shion felt bad and suddenly decided, I'm not gonna be useless anymore. I'm gonna start doing things and working hard. I'm like, you already did that. We already saw this whole thing happen out, literally step for step. Did you just forget that? Did you get a blow to the head? It's a flashback. What the hell's going on here? So yeah, that was weird. Basically, the episode starts with them finding a bunch of bamboo and deciding to bring it back to their base to make a better shelter with, which they do. It's pretty impressive what they make. And the best way to do that is essentially to have Shion and Asuka essentially ride it like a boat while Homare pulls it along the shore. Still unclear why they need to be here. I mean, Homare makes up a plan explaining it, and yeah, that's made it way more confusing. I have no idea what she was trying to say here at all. And Shion throws up, which, of course, she does. I have to admit, I do love the rainbow effect. I've seen it before, but I just really like how it looks here. Anyway, they're back to camp. They make a very impressive shelter that even has gutters, so the rain pours out without, building up or flooding or anything. They can collect the rainwater as well. It's all very well designed, and they're all celebrating, and then Shion becomes a lazy ass again. Just, sitting in the hammock, enjoying the shade, saying, would one of you bring me some candy? I feel a bit peckish. I'm like, no, you are doing good. Stop being bad again. And then she gets bitten by a bee, and then she gets scared by a bee and runs away and hides. Of course, Homare decides, bees, I can use them. Freaking Island MacGyver here. So she finds the bee's nest and decides she's gonna get some honey because they're apparently not getting enough carbohydrates. And since honey is 90% sugar, that's mostly carbohydrates, so good for all of them. Honey is also considered medicine by some. I've heard that before. It's also like the sweetest thing you can find in nature. It's weird. There's feeling a lot of overlap between this and that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Reading the light novels, and there's pages and pages and pages about honey. Literally, like, almost a war breaks out over everyone in Rimuru's group wanting to get the most honey. Bizarre. Very bizarre. So they decide to go after the honey, though Mutsu does try to recommend they just set the hive on fire, which I don't think that would have ended well for anybody. A bunch of on fire, burning bees. I think they would have quite honestly murdered every last one of those girls. Instead, they're going to smoke them out and then use teamwork to get the honey out, which, oh god, I can already see that ending just so absolutely badly. In other words, like, I'm going to rely on all four of us to get the honey out, and I'm just like, no, you should not. That's a bad idea. And I was right, because they all start panicking, like, no, I can't do it, I'm scared. But then Shion starts seeing, her getting bit again and again by the bees, even though they've been smoked out. She's like, no, I need to help her, because she's getting hurt for our benefits. And so she helps her. She gets the honey, and they use the newly erected bamboo shelter to drain the honey out of the combs, which, yay! Very, very useful invention they just made right there, I gotta say. But Shion is still feeling fairly useless, so she decides that she's gonna help with the fishing. But she can't dive because she is just the worst. So she goes in the little bamboo raft they have and starts looking for fish to hunt. While Homare decides to actually do the diving and find fish underwater. But then when she gets back up, she realizes, where's Shion? Did she go back to... Oh. She runs up to the highest rock formation she can find and realizes, oh, she gone. So, yeah, Shion is currently stationed in the absolute middle of the ocean, far, far away from land, and has no idea. She has yet to realize that she has flowed out into the middle of the ocean. I mean, just... situational awareness. Be aware of your surroundings, please. I just had to look behind me because that is the exact kind of line someone would say before they get stabbed and killed. Uh, so yeah, she has zero situational awareness and has floated out deep into the water so far that no one can see her, and she can't figure out which way is she has to go to get back. And based on the brief clip we saw of next episode, she's going to realize it and immediately start crying. But the next episode is also called "We Will Save Her," so I don't know. Maybe they'll find a way. I honestly have no idea how they find a way to save her whatsoever. Though there was a weird moment here where Hombre commented on the bats flying out into the ocean. Now, as far as I know, bats don't do well in the ocean, so it's likely they knew of another island somewhere nearby where they were flying to get food or mate or whatever. Now, if that's the case, it's entirely possible that Shion can end up floating there, or they could end up building their own raft to go out and find her, and when they do that, they're going to find another island, maybe one with people on it. I mean, it wouldn't be that strange. This island did have, a house on it, dock, all that. I have to imagine that it would be very hard to build all that if you had to transport materials a stupidly long distance. So if there's another island, let's say a well-populated one that's like 5 to 10 miles away, it would make a lot more sense how that person was able to build this whole house and all that. And plus then, the trip wouldn't be too ridiculous to get to your own little private island getaway. I mean, that could make sense, I think. I still think it'd be funny if Homer's father just shows up and says, "Ha ha ha! I found my way back to you by tracking the plane wreckage and calculating the blah blah blah." Though I do think it's a little better if they, four of them work together to save themselves on their own. I'd like that. This is episode 10. Next one they're saving her is 11. I don't know, I think 12 is normal for anime like this. I'm honestly not sure. I've never actually watched a 15-minute anime before, but that could be the case. So the next episode they find her, and then the episode after that they find their way to a new island, get rescued, or essentially rescue themselves, and then go home. I'd like that. I checked out a Wikipedia article for it, and it said the Are You Lost manga is only 5 volumes long. I could see everything that's been happening so far, getting fit into 4 volumes, or I'm sure they cut out a lot. I'll probably read it when the series is over. I'm curious what's different. I mean, one thing very, very different, or at least something I clearly don't remember being in the series, is that Mutsu, a shy, intelligent girl who ranked first in her school year, likes reading light novels and wants to become a yaoi writer in the future. I do not remember that ever being mentioned, and that little comment alone makes me want to go and read the entire manga, just because I'm very interested in seeing the other 3 girls react to that comment. So yeah, next week they're going to save their friend, hopefully, and maybe find another island where they can find civilization again. That'd be nice. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is Shion gonna die? And if she does, will they have to eat her corpse to survive? Yeah, probably not, but let me know. Should I subscribe till next time?
Peace.